Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do more of a fun video for you guys in celebration of this season, which is Halloween. I love Halloween, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do a video about my top 5 cult horror movie favorites. Now, I know I said I was gonna do a video about how to become a makeup artist or the steps to becoming a makeup artist, but that video will be coming soon. So today I just wanted to go ahead and do this really fun video for you guys. So if you guys are interested in horror movies, then stay tuned. Alright, so a little background. I love horror movies. I have been watching horror since pretty much a teenager, maybe even as a kid, but I don't know. I feel like horror movies are just like an adrenaline rush for me, and they scare me. Like the ones that I'm going to talk about scare me, but there are some that are they don't really scare me much. I just love watching them. Now, I do love all kinds of movies, of course. I like comedies, romance movies, all that stuff, but generally I tend to gravitate towards a horror movie. Every time I'm scrolling on Netflix, I want to watch a horror movie. If there's any movies coming out, I always try to look for the horror ones. So that's just me, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you my top 5 favorite cult horror movies since I was a kid or teenager. Now, these movies are movies that even today, now that I'm an adult, they still kind of scare me. They still creep me out. I'm sure some people are probably going to think those movies are not scary, but trust me, they're scary to me. Number 5. This movie here is probably the most gruesome movie out of all 5 of them, in my opinion. It's not a movie that you want your child to see. I'm not saying that my parents approved of me watching this movie when I was younger, but I did watch it as a teenager, and it is probably the most gruesome movie. The characters are really frightening. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it is Hellraiser. So Hellraiser is basically about a really scary character. His name is Pinhead, and he is the lead of the Cenobites, which are these like really gruesome looking characters in the movie. Now, the movie is basically about this man. He's just a really creepy man. He finds Pandora's box and he opens it and he unleashes all this like horrible stuff. And so it's a really crazy movie. I don't really want to give out too many spoilers. Just watch it if you have never seen it. Just keep in mind, this movie is really gruesome. It has a lot of sexual scenes. So if you're not into that type of stuff, S&M and all that crazy stuff, then I don't suggest you watch it. Number 4 is Child's Play. Now, I know people are probably going to think, Darlena, this is not a scary movie. Well, back then when I was a kid, it was scary to me because I hated dolls. I've always hated dolls. I didn't like baby dolls. I didn't like Cabbage Patch Kids, anything like that. I hated it. I hated dolls. Now, the only dolls that I can say that I really loved was Barbies, but that was it. But this movie really was a movie that I was always afraid of, and even still today, watching it as an adult, I still get scared. I think, to me, and I don't want to give any spoilers because I don't really want this video to be about spoilers, because I don't know. Maybe some people have never watched the movie. I have no idea. But I just want to say that the ending of the movie, to me, is what scared me the most, because I'll just give a little tiny spoiler here. The freaking doll just doesn't die. And it just, it's crazy. So I'm going to be honest. It was a fun movie. It was scary. Even now, when I watch it, I still get scared. Number 3 is probably a movie that not a lot of people know about. And it's also more of a comical movie, but it's also gruesome at the same time. And it is Texas Chainsaw Massacre number 2. Now, this movie, I don't know. you know, it still creeps me out. I don't know why, but this movie always stands out to me. And I guess because the characters are so funny, especially the guy with the metal head, Chop Top. I mean, come on. The guy is so creepy, and he's played by Bill Moseley. He's pretty much my favorite character in the movie. Now, the movie takes place basically in kind of like in some sort of like desert, or it's weird. They're inside a cave. The main character, which is the DJ, she tries to escape these guys, and it's kind of like a maze inside some sort of cave. I don't want to give out too much, but it's kind of like a fun house type of thing, and it's actually a lot of fun watching, but it's also really, really disturbing at the same time. So if you guys are interested in that type of movie, then I recommend Texas Chainsaw Massacre #2. Now, the next movie was, to me, really gross. A really, really gross movie, in my opinion. But it's definitely another movie that sticks out, that every time I watch it, I get so freaked out by this movie. And that is #2, which is The Fly. So if you guys haven't watched The Fly, just beware. Don't eat anything while you're watching this movie, because that's not going to be good. The movie is really good. It's played by one of my favorite actors, which is Jeff Goldblum, and he is amazing in this movie. Now, he's a scientist, and he's trying to build like a teleportation device, and he tries to experiment it on himself. A fly goes into the device, and then all hell breaks loose from there. And it just kind of, the actual movie just builds into him becoming a fly, until he's like, it just gets really, really gruesome at the end, and it's a really crazy movie. So yeah, that's definitely my #2 movie, The Fly. #1, now most people probably won't think that this is a really scary movie, but to me it was hands down the scariest movie I have probably ever seen. And it's not where it's gory or anything like that, but it's very tense, and it's just very scary. Some scenes are just really, really, really frightening. And it's #1, which is The Ring. Now, The Ring is definitely, I remember when I watched that movie, I couldn't sleep for like a week. I didn't want to pick up my phone. I didn't even want to watch a video. I just was like, no, no, no. That movie really, really affected me. And so, yeah, and I think a lot of people are really scared by this movie. And even still today, I watch it and I'm still so scared of it. So, I know that the characters are really great in this movie. Naomi Watts is amazing in this movie. Her character is really, really good. Her son as well. And there was just a lot of disturbing scenes. The video itself has a lot of nightmarish images that just really make the movie really disturbing at the same time. So yeah, it's one of my cult favorites, The Ring. So I highly recommend to watch that one. If you guys never watched it, watch The Ring, but just beware, it's pretty scary. I'm gonna give you guys some bonus scary movies. So Stephen King always has creepy movies as well. So if you guys are looking to watch some Stephen King movies, I'll give you some recommendations. Of course, the cult favorite of all time is going to be The Shining with Jack Nicholson. That movie is really, really scary. It's really good. Highly recommend to watch that one. Also, Thinner, super disturbing. It's kind of like, you don't want to mess with any gypsy woman, trust me. You don't want to be cursed by a gypsy woman, that's for sure. And another movie that used to scare me was Pumpkinhead. It's a really old, scary horror movie. And I think it's back in the 1970s or 80s, I don't remember. But Pumpkinhead, yeah, that one stands out. Definitely it's definitely in my horror list of favorite scary movies. So definitely look out for that one, Pumpkinhead. Another one that I used to always get scared was Candyman. And that one, I should have added that on my list, but I decided to leave that one out. Although it is a really, really scary movie. So if you guys have never watched Candyman, just make sure you don't go into a washroom and say Candyman 5 times because it's not gonna be good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will be back with more videos in the future. And yeah, hope you liked it, and I'll see you soon. Besos. I just heard a noise. What the hell is that noise?